quick video. It's gonna be a little mixed up because I recorded the porter blower, which is on right now. I recorded that separately in another video. Then I found this Kong lid for 1500, couldn't pass on it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna compare the Kong lid, which is on right now. I don't know if y'all can see that far down, but ZL1 lid, Ctsv lid, compare everything, give my thoughts on it, whatever. Some of the feedback out there, my feedback from prior use, and we'll go from there, all right? I had to buy ZL1 rails, so I'm gonna have to modify the fuel system just a hair up in the engine bay because they don't fit with LSA fuel rails. They fit with aftermarket or ZL1 rails. So, Porter Supercharger, Kong lid, and then, man, Weapon X playing games, bro. I don't know, I'm gonna have to do a chargeback or something because I haven't heard from them. The customer service is garbage. I ordered a aluminum radiator, aluminum drive shaft. So waiting on that, and once that drive shaft comes in, I want to get it retuned, all right, and see how much it puts down. So again, made 610 to the wheels and 625 torque. But since then, I put a porter blower on and then a Kong lid. So let's jump into it. Let me compare all the lids. So here's the ported supercharger. I'm sorry, the stock one. This is the ported one. Now what I was told is this is a early Joker's port. All right. You can see some subtle differences. I'm not sure how involved this is in the case. More or less material there. This area, and there. That little air divider in the middle, right there, right here. So, and I'll be putting the stock throttle body on this. You know what I'm saying? Hand can fit in there. Definitely can't fit in there. So, and they said this was a rebuild about 30,000 miles ago. So yeah. Now this is a 2.55 inch upper. I have this stock outside diameter clean filter box right here for clean filter upper. Here's the part number if you ever need this. So the 10 bolt hub is right on here. I just gotta pull this pulley off, unbolt it, and just slap this one on before I drop it in. So. All right, so again, 255 is coming off. There's the part number. And 3.0, the stock size is going on. All right. Clean filter hub already on. You can see how much smaller this is. But if I were to put this on with a 8.6 lower, it would have been 25% overdriven. With this, I believe it's 21% or 23%, something like that. So I just keep it stock. So don't have to mess with the belt or the pulley stuff. Just need the belt right there. Slip it back on. So put my hand all the way in there. I can't with this. Oh yeah, it's a big difference. So non-porta blower, I swapped everything over as far as the fuel rails and injector harness and everything. And shout out to GM engineers for making this easy, because taking these injectors clips off is a pain in the ass sometimes. But everything's straightforward. Got the evap, I don't know what you call it, evap solenoid or whatever. The electronic boost control, and then the fuel rails and everything. Easy peasy. Now I'm gonna tighten these down and drop it back in. So pretty straightforward. You see it's dark out. It is 10 o'clock. I probably should not start the car tonight. I'll probably do it in the morning. All right, blower is on, pulley is on. Just need to bolt it down. Very easy to install. For once, it seems like every time you say something's easy and quick, something small happens. But this was painless, quick and painless. Definitely worth the upgrade. Like I said, it's just an old port. Not expecting too much from it, but it is there. So. All right, start a show. The Kong lid. All right, massive brick. Stupid massive brick. All right, so all right, I start with the V lid. Okay, Obviously, the biggest difference between all the lids is the inlet and outlet for the brick is in the back. All right, and this lid has the most volume, all right, of all the lids. And when I flip them over, you can see this isn't blocked for cylinder 7 and 8. Now, there's some people who say airflow isn't that important because the boost in the supercharger equalizes. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, I can't break it down like that. I don't know. It makes sense in my head because GM, when you come to the ZL1 lid, it got smaller, all right? Damn near non-existent. And then the engineers at Kong said they did the same thing. They played on the ZL1 lid, said fuck it, it's completely flat. But I'll flip them over in a little bit. But for now, yeah. They have the rib version of this. This is the plated version. I don't know what the plate is for, sound editing, I don't know. But the rib version, when you powder coat it black, looks really good, all right? My opinion, the ZL1 lid is the best looking of the two, and the Kong lid obviously gets better. And then the Gen 3 Kong lid with 2 separate bricks, that's the best looking one, in my opinion. But y'all let me know, this is what they look like from the top. All right. This one is milled to fit the Cts-V. Otherwise it'd be all black. And this is the lowest profile of all 3 of them. All right, now let me flip them over. Ctsv lid, ZL1 lid, Kong lid, okay? This is what I was talking about with volume. You see, all of this, nothing's blocked off for cylinder 7s and 8, all right? ZL1 lid, you see it's gotten a lot smaller, all right? A lot smaller, damn near non-existent. Kong just straight up said, fuck it. All right, so take that for what y'all will. Some say it don't matter, some say it matters. All right, but they started right. And then they redesigned this for the ZL1. And GM, I guess, thought it didn't matter. So, I don't know, take it for what y'all will. But here is the Ctsv lid. All right, and it used to be a very popular swap to go to the ZL1 lid, because when they first came out, they were like 300 bucks. All right, and then prices went up to like around 500. It was a bargain. All right, but now they're like 700 used, unless you buy it straight from GM. But I digress. This one is stock, not collapsed. This is just my backup, you know, in case I part out or something. ZL1, this one cost me an arm and a leg. It was $100 less than the Kong, which is funny, but this was new, reinforced and everything. I think the fin density and everything's different on this, so this will flow a little better, keep things a little cooler. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. All right. There we go. And the Kong, one giant brick. All right. Now the issue with this is the IAT doesn't see a lot of airflow, okay? And in my experience on the G8, because I tapped the blower, all right? I tapped the supercharger in this area. So the IAT sensor like stuck out right here, all right? Now, when I did that, the temp stayed around like 10 degrees higher. Now this is the Phoenix summer. Temps were around 10 degrees higher at all times. But when you did a pull, it barely climbed, damn near 5 degrees, and then dropped right back down when you were driving. Now, I did testing out here in like, I think 50 or 45 degree weather or 50 degree weather, and they'd shoot up like 40, 50 on a pull, and they'd bleed off, you know, slowly within a span of 10, 15 seconds, all right? I never data logged with the stock lid, all right? Because I move fast, but the Kong lid, I know it keeps things cooler. There's just questions about how much harder it is for air to get through this brick. You know, it passes through twice, all right? It goes through the middle of this and then comes out the sides. Now I saw one video where he sealed everything off, and that goes against what they did because pressurized air leaks by design. It leaks out the corners, and I don't know if that's to feed the back cylinders or what. I don't know, but he sealed it, and then he got shitty results. And I'm like, okay. For those of us who use the orange brick, not the ZR1, which is 2 strips, you know, I didn't have those issues. A lot of people were like, you know, it was fine for us. But he sealed it, had bad experience, said airflow was limited on his 850 horsepower Vet at 5,500 RPM. He ran out of air. So take that for what y'all will. On the G8, I loved it. You know, I tuned the G8 myself because Rhett flaked on me, and you know, I left some power on the table. I just kept it real reserve, but I had 0 complaints. All right, now I'm gonna put the IAT here and do testing, and then probably move it there. I don't know, we'll see. But yep, in theory, the Kong lid should be much better in keeping temps cooler. All right. Just from sheer size. But again, these are cast, all right, and the Kong lid is billet, all right, billet aluminum. So it just like amplifies the sound. These deaden the sound, that amplifies it. So I hope this was a good summary for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so this is the Kong lid real quick. You see the stock fuel rails. On my G8, I ran a Kong lid, as some of y'all may know, and I did use ZL1 rails, all right? I knew this wouldn't fit, but I tried to just see, because y'all know me, I'm cheap, I'm hard-headed. So I can confirm it does not fit at all, all right? Looks great though. But yeah, I just wanted to say that don't try to use your LSA rails. Just go ahead and switch to ZR1 and sell your LSA rails, or go aftermarket. You know, there's a number of companies that make aftermarket rails if y'all want to spend that money. So like I said, will not fit. All right, so what I'm gonna have to do, improvise a little bit. All right, the fuel rail exists on this side, and on the ZR1 rails, let me just grab those real quick. All right, so LSA fuel rails exits on the passenger side. ZL1 rails exit on the driver's side. All right, here we go. Exits on this side. So I already put the fitting on, and I am just going to have to take these off and reuse them, 6 a.m. Take this off, shove it in the OEM line, and then, you know, just go ahead and connect it from there. And obviously I'm gonna make it a lot cleaner. All right, I'm just, for the sake of showing you what I'm doing, and tie it in like that to the OEM fuel rail. All right, and that's how we're gonna do that. So yeah. All right, I got the rails all assembled. Got this on. Got the fuel line right here. All right. Now, what I started doing is you just unclip these two. All right. I stopped trying to disconnect the lines from in here. It'd take an hour, man. It'd take forever. All right. Busted knuckles, all that. Makes it so much easier. All right. You just disconnect the coils, the coil packs, and this right here, and you're done. All right. So. I'm gonna throw this on. All right, here we are. Everything's secured down. I got the IAT up back here in the back. The extension harness that the lid came with. Got this fuel connector adapter back here. You know, because again, the ZR1 line's clear, but fuel comes out that way instead of back here. So, but yeah, this is the only harness that's a little tight, but it's enough. Now, let me go ahead and route these lines. I am pretty sure This is outlet, inlet is on the outside. So the two on the outside have to get tied together and the two on the inside have to get tied together. So, all right, so got nearly $300 worth in fittings, 12 fittings. And they only had one Y, man. So I'm gonna have to change this out later, but this is what the shop down the street had. So, and it's all push lock, and I'm gonna have some silicone hose to pair with it, all right? So, this shit ain't cheap, man. Just to look good, look at that. $281. All just to look good. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this together, put it on, and then we should fire this shit up. All right, here we are. I'm not too happy with it. I don't know, I gotta try to figure out how to get this lay flat. It's not the main issue. Right here, I ran out of fittings. So this, I need to get like a 120-degree fitting to get this to lay flat, and then I'll be content. And I need to turn this into a Y and do the same thing. But for now, it's functional. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing bled. Make sure there's no leaks. You know what I'm saying? It don't look too bad. So I know it was done at separate times. The video's kind of chopped up, but ported blower and a Kong lid. All right, I'm gonna give my honest review. All right, so honestly, the lid looks wise, it's unbeatable. Okay, it looks amazing. And for all you swappers out there, it will clear more than, you know, damn near any other lid. Okay. The hoses leave more to be desired, you know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion, just zip ties. I'm gonna clean this up later. But honestly, it looks phenomenal, in my opinion, all right? It looks great. But yeah, let's get into the important part, all right? The IAT sensor, okay? It is in the back. You see it right here. It's in the back. It doesn't see any airflow, much at all. So what's happening is when I'm driving, when I'm cruising, it's like 10 to 20 degrees higher than ambient, okay? Which is concerning for a lot of people. You know, they say it doesn't work. The thing that I need to stress to y'all, like, because I didn't do any official testing, but going to like a gas station and I just pop the hood and just, you know, to the touch, it is just, it's damn near ambient temps, okay? It's not hot. It's not what the IAT sensor is reading, in my opinion. All right, when you do a pull wide open throttle, it doesn't shoot up 40, 50 degrees like the ZL1 lid did in my testing. It goes up maybe 5 degrees, all right? And man, I wish I can record, you know, more stuff. I'm gonna get my Air Force gauge and just record. I still have my V-lid, maybe I'll just compare the two, but yeah. The lid does work. It's just like on paper, it doesn't work, all right? The IATs are gonna read higher, so your tuner may compensate for that. But in my opinion, it does work. This is my second lid. I have one on the G8, same thing. I loved it. You know, performance, I think it's worth it if you get it like I did for 1500. All right, the ZL1 lid is fine, Ctsv lid is fine. It's just for me, looks and the whine, that was it. Now let me move on to the whine part. Now cruising and stuff like that, I can definitely hear the blower way more than the ZL1 lid, okay? But I thought the experience would be like my G8, all right? It is not. You see this? This is the electronic side to the bypass valve, okay? This is vacuum actuated and it connects to a, you can kind of see the linkage right there, the metal linkage. There's a mini throttle body in here, in this area, all right? And when you're just cruising, it's open, okay? When you're decelerating, it's wide open, all right? This vents heat. It stops you from going in a boost, like when you're going in reverse, or you're just driving down the street, you know, like an old man to get to the gas station or whatever. You don't need to be in boost doing that, okay? It just eats up gas and creates unnecessary heat, all right? Damn, this lid looks good, man. I just had to say that. It looks fucking phenomenal. But yeah, on the G8, the ECU has no way of controlling this, all right? Only on this ECU, the E67, all right, does it control this. So on the G8, you just leave this port down here open, all right, and you put that to where it sees boost, okay? Now when cruising, getting up to speed, it's gonna be in boost slightly on the G8, so it was way louder. Like just driving down the street, you can hear it howling, just driving normally, getting up to speed through the neighborhood. All right, check my G8 video if you haven't, you'll see what I'm talking about. But wide open throttle, I can't hear at all. And I reset the ECU, let it relearn everything before I started beating on it. Exhaust seems louder, that may be in my head. That may be part of it, but I just thought it would be ear-piercing loud, okay? Especially because my G8 was stock and this one has pulleys. But for whatever reason, it is dead quiet, all right? I have a K&N and a K&N filter in here. This is the stock box, but on the bottom is damn near cut open. So the bottom of this is wide open, all right? That's Lingenfelter's mod, I just copied it. But yeah, man, it is quieter than I thought it was, or thought it would be. Maybe I'm gonna put mufflers on it and quiet it down. And also the Cts-V sound deadening is phenomenal. It's, I can guarantee it's better than G8. So that's probably another aspect to it. I don't know, but I'll keep y'all posted on that. So yeah, to sum it up, you just gotta be mindful that your IATs at cruise and everything is gonna be a little deceptive, okay? Like I said, the IAT placement is trash. I even tapped the blower and put it where it can see a little bit more airflow. But like I said, it was 10 to 20 degrees higher, just depending on ambient temps. You know, but like I said, you can tune around it because when you go wide open throttle, that thing barely moves, if at all. And the brick is massive, it's dual pass. The lid is always cool to the touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, unlike the V lid, you can pull up to a gas station or be idling at a fast food place like I did. Hop out, the lid is hot. All right. On the Kong lid, that's not an issue. Okay, I did that today. But yeah, and as far as I don't know if it cut off, my little low power thing popped up, but as far as the ported blower, the whine definitely got a little louder, and the car, the power delivery just felt smoother. I don't know how to explain it. And I know it's untuned, but the car is still metering the amount of air going in, you know what I'm saying, and out. So I don't feel any type of way about it being ported. I have not monitored boost, but I'm sure it dropped a hair. It's not the best ported blower. It's not the top of the line export, you know, runners and everything. But it looks like where the intake ports meet the heads, those are ported out. It looks like, all right, they're bored out, I guess. I don't know how. You know, I suck with terminology. And the case is ported out pretty well. So I know there's probably a loss in boost, which is good. Less heat, less restriction, and picked up a couple horses. You know, if it picked up 5 or 10, cool. You know, I traded my stock stuff for it with like $300 on top. So shout out to Ivan at Southwest Speed. But yeah, like I said, the Kong lid, I would do it every time if it's $1,500. All right, if you're gonna go spend the $3 grand, it's like $27.99 plus tax, damn near $3 grand, if not. make sure you're a max build and you get the Gen 3 where the IAT sensor is in the right place, okay? Because it's gonna be a little deceptive, but you know, it's gonna whine louder. Not as loud as I thought, but it's definitely louder than the ZL1 and the Cts-V lids, if that's what you're into, because that's what I'm into. It looks much better. It's not even close. And it definitely cools. It's just deceptive, okay? There's a lot of controversy on it. You either hate it or you love it. There's no in between. I'm in between. Get it if you can get it for a bargain, or if you're pushing ridiculous amounts of power and you need it to be cool. All right, so like I said, thanks for watching, y'all. Oh, and I bought another M3, all right, E36 M3. That was the worst, like as far as interaction on Instagram and on YouTube. Nobody cared about the E36. That was personally one of my favorites. So I bought an actual M3. It was a 328i, the one I had, so I got rid of it. I wasn't really attached to it because it wasn't the higher tier model. So I have an M3. I'm gonna stick with that, build that slowly, so I should have more videos on that for y'all. And I love this fucking Ctsv, okay? I love it. I love it. It's staying. So watch out for videos on that. I need to do wheels, suspension, the drive shaft, stuff like that. It's just, you know, I spent all my time doing power mods and everything. So, yep, like I said, thanks for watching. Subscribe, all that stuff, or not, comment, whatever, man. I love interacting with y'all. I love being in the garage. So, thanks for watching.